Hi kids, this is Mr. Edwidge. We're starting off on digital day 3. Today is December 1st, 2020. It's a Tuesday and this is your first day of official online learning. So if you're watching this video, please remember to check in at 9 o'clock. But first I'm going to show you how to get to where you need to be to navigate through the course of the day. So I'm on my Schoology page. I got here just by clicking on isd728.org. I go to Schoology. That should bring me immediately here. I'm going to go to courses because we've changed our setup a little bit. I'm going to click on Maui and then my schedule will come up in this window. You just have to make sure you're on the correct date. Once you get here, you can go ahead and open it up big and you can see everything you need to do. So today is Tuesday, December 1st, 2020. It's digital day 3. You have music and gym today. Don't forget to check in for attendance, and then you can just get right started with morning work if you're ahead of schedule and you're here before 9 a.m. So just go ahead and start your computer, get everything logged in, click on extra math, do your extra math, click on the handwriting link, which will be there shortly. Go through the handwriting video, and then make sure you pause to click on the live link at 9 o'clock this morning. So once we're in a live meeting, it will cover most of the same things we're covering here. So if you watch this already, it might be a little bit redundant or repeated, but hopefully it will help you get through the day. It's good to hear things more than once. Once you finish with morning work and we're done with the morning meeting, you stop the live link and then you just go right to your math. So and you can take a break in there too if you want to. There's nothing says that you can't. So however you want to stagger your day, as long as you're completing your work, that's okay with me, and as long as you're hitting the live links at the appropriate times. So Math Minute 5 is on the agenda for today, so make sure you click that link. That will be the video. And then Bar Modeling Chapter 5, Lesson 1, pages 75 and 76. So make sure you watch that video and get those done. We will also cover that in the live link. So if you do it before, that's okay. You can just kind of guide us along and help us just like you would in class if you finished early. We might still come up to our carpet squares and meet, but I'll still have you participating in that way. So if you find something that might be helpful to other kids to learn, you can go ahead and share that at the live link. But remember, you are required to attend these. Once we're done with math, then you can go right into reading and language arts if you want to. I would recommend taking a break in there and maybe getting started around 11 o'clock or whatever works for you and your family. Click on the chocolate touch so we can read chapter 8, Grammar Minute 5, and then why do people participate in government? I will have this as a video link, but again, this is something we'll cover in the live link too. So once you finish with these two things, if you're done, you can go ahead and go to Vocabulary Spelling City, or you can again take a little break and do some board work. The board work links are right in your Schoology page. So if I were to click right here, that will bring you to all those links. And it's not a free time unless you work that out with your parents, but I would suggest kind of keeping your focus and doing Typing Club or Extra Math or IXL or Epic. Go into those places if you want to. You could also go to Spelling City. That link is here, and you will have to complete that for the day anyway, so you might want to just hop on there and play some games or something. Specialists are gym and music today. These links bring you to Mrs. Schindlebeck's page and Mrs. Puggle's page, and then you will have one check-in at the end of the day. And I am going to tell you, I'll add this in here at some point, specialists are asking you to check in right at the specialist's time as far as I know, and I'll double check with them. So really you'd go from 12:30 to 1 for your reading lesson, and then at 1:15 you would check into your gym class, and then at 1:45 you would check into music. Like I said, I'll double check with them because that's a lot of links to click on, and I get that. We might have to adjust that as we go because it's a lot of times that you have to get to the right place at the right time. So let me take a look at that and we'll see how we can organize it. And then I do have an end of day check-in. And the purpose of this is really just to make sure you've got everything done for the course of the day, and just to give you some social time to interact and talk with your friends. So having said that, I'm kind of back and forth with it if I'm going to be super transparent and honest. I don't know if that's going to be a maintained requirement. I know some families are kind of like, well, it's if they're off doing something else, it's going to be hard to get them back in here. And that's fine. Again, the purpose of it is to keep you, as the student, focused on the day. And then this is kind of now my school day's done and we can move on. One last reminder, office hours links are from 1 to 2 p.m. and this will be live. So if you click it at 1 o'clock, you can just join me on the computer and ask me any questions that you have. So this is kind of how our day is structured. Again, all of these links are or will be live, so you should just be able to click on them. Like if I click on extra math there, it brings me right to extra math. And then I can close that out and go back to my schedule again. So it should be pretty easy to make your way through. One more time, just don't forget to check in for attendance. If you don't know how to do that, come to office hours on the live link or show up at the meetings and I can tell you there. So I hope you have a great day. Hopefully this isn't too long. I just want to make sure you get all the information you need and you don't have to continually ask your parents or find someone else to help you, because I want you to be as independent as possible. So having said that, that's kind of the introduction for the morning. I'm going to bring you over in a second to handwriting because I'm going to assume you've done your extra math, and then we'll get right to handwriting page 25. And then the focus is on the letter G. So I'm going to go ahead and make my embedded camera bigger so you can see it. Sorry, it's a little choppy there. And then I'm going to make it big. And then if I'm able to, I'm going to find my pause button and I'm going to pause it quick so I can get my handwriting ready, and then we'll go on from there. Here is my handwriting page. You can see I'm on the letter G. I've got a little ink that came through there from the other page, but that's okay. And I'm on page 25. So I'm going to get my page set up. I'm going to zoom in and I will show you how to make the letter G. I've got my page set up. I printed my name. I wrote my name in cursive and I wrote my signature because we've practiced all three of those things. You can choose any way that you want. You don't have to do all three. Remember, this is in the form of a packet, so your name should be printed on the front anyway. So I should be able to tell who you are. If you want to practice your signature, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and start to make the letter G. So it says, put your pencil a small step down at 2 o'clock on the dot and write the letter as the instructions are read to you. So I'm going to go ahead and start my G with orange. And it says, make a C stroke and close. So what I'm going to do is start here and come up and close up my C stroke. And then it says, go into the basement and make a G, J, Y loop. So I'm going to switch colors so you can see I'm at a different point. And I'm going to go down like this. And I'm going to make a G, J, Y loop. And then I'm going to add a small tail at the end, and I'm just going to do this in pencil. So once I come up here, this is what allows me to connect my G to the next letter that I choose. So that connecting link for the next letter would be right here. So I just come up and whatever it is I want to connect to, I connect. And then if I want, am I connecting from another letter to the G, my little loop is right down here. So that's how to make the letter G. It says underneath, G is also made Just like the Easy Write printed G, only remember to add the slant to the letter and a GJY loop in the basement. One thing about there is um, cursive does have a little bit of a slant to it typically. I think it's just because it helps your hand movements. So if you try and write it straight up and down, like mine's kind of straight up and down here, that might be a little more difficult. Usually if you slant it a little bit up and to the right, and that might change for left-handed kids, but up and to the right is where I usually go. It'll be a little easier to write. So now I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. We've done this enough times where I'm not going to go through these directions. You should just be able to see what my page looks like when it's finished. You can see I've got my first line done, all my G's. I personally like this one the best, I think, so I'm just going to circle that one. I'm not going to spend too much time doing that. I'm just going to pick which one looks the nicest and go from there. And then I'm going to start my double G's, write a line of G's and 2's as a way to you practice coming up and around to the 2 o'clock start for the next G. So I've got my double G's in there, and you can see you can kind of see my hand here. I'm holding my page down because it just makes it a little more stable. Usually people will do that, otherwise they plant their hand firmly so they can make their letters without their page moving, because that can kind of throw things off if your page is moving around. When I look at these, I'm going to say this one is probably, no, I'm going to go with this one. That's probably my best ones, I think, is my first ones. You can see here I kind of got a little distracted, which happens with adults too, but I was thinking about the next line and how to explain that to you. So, and that's okay. It's just practice. Practice writing the word glad and circle your best word. So you can see I wrote my word glad 3 times. That's probably about all you can fit. You could try and get in there 4 times if you really wanted to, because I'm sure you all love handwriting so much. But you don't have to. 3 should be sufficient. And then I guess I like this one the best, so I'm going to go ahead and circle that one. And then I'm going to go down to my next line, write the word egg to practice connecting the C stroke letters, circle your best word. This time I was able to get the word egg in 4 times. I'm not going to be super picky about that, 3 or 4 times. Like I said, I think 3 is sufficient or enough. So if you do it 3 times, you're good. And I'm going to take my first one here. Again, I'm not spending too much time looking at these critically. I'm just identifying to my brain, hey, this is the one I think I did the best on. It just keeps me accountable a little bit for what I'm doing. And then the last line, since you are at home, you're going to write the word glad and egg 2 times each on the bottom line, and then you're done. All right, that finishes up my handwriting. I should have got my extra math done, and I should have participated in morning meetings. So I'm either going to take a break or I'm going to move on with my day. So I will shrink this down here again, and I will tell you once you get in here, you are done with all of these, and now you can move on to math if you want to, or you can take a break and do some board work or whatever it is that you work out with your parents, as long as you're back here by 10 o'clock so that you can be here for our live math lesson. Thanks, kids. Bye.